Well, hello everybody, it's BugEater64 here. We're getting ready to do another FSEconomy flight. Going to be flying from Cancun to Tenosique, Mexico, MM1N. And it's going to be a bit of an experiment because what I'm doing here is I'm trying to do a flight which would be worth about $13,000. 335 nautical miles, and it's strictly cargo. It's 2,400 plus kilograms of cargo. Now the helicopter is actually rated for just about 1,200 kilograms of cargo. So that being said, we're going to see what FSEconomy does. If it lets me start the flight, or gives me a message saying, the aircraft is overweight, you can, have to do something else. But we'll see what happens. So, with that, aircraft is full of fuel. Let's get her on our way and get flying. See you on the inside. Okay, so here we are at Cancun, and we're going to get this aircraft ready to go. So, batteries on, inverters on, anti-collision lights on, and let's get our fuel system set up. Now, still ran into an issue. I've been really working on this, so if anybody has any ideas, let me know. But I'm having in my OBS, and I'm using the classic OBS, not Streamlabs, but recently, and I don't know if it maybe has something to do with Windows updates or what, but OBS, I checked it, it's updated, and it's still giving me encoder overload messages, which at times makes the recorded video kind of choppy, stop and go, or hesitating, where my actual sim is flying smooth and perfect. So I'm still working on that, so if you see some of that, please understand it has something to do with OBS, and I'm still working on its settings to try to fix that. Watched a couple of fellow YouTubers and their videos on how to fix it, and their fix didn't work, so we'll see how it goes. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and enjoy the flight. And we got engine 1 going. Now we're starting up engine 2. And it's all looking pretty good. So, generator's on. And get our navigation set up. And I used my little nav map to make up a flight plan for this. Again, we ran into a situation where MM1N is not accepted as a real waypoint to make a flight plan. I can't use it as my final destination. So what I ended up doing is I have to actually add MMPQ to the flight plan, which I did. But now I'm activating MM1N, and it accepts it, and it'll fly me to there, as long as it wasn't my final waypoint or destination. So don't know why that is, but it's something unique to X-Plane. It just won't accept some of the locations, even though it does show in the map database when I fly. Just another one of those quirks. When life presents you with lemons, you make lemonade. So we're going to see if it lets me, and it's letting me start the flight just like it always does. So we'll be on our way. No ugly messages. So we'll get the RPMs up and get ready to take off. And make sure altimeter's set. And just bump up our RPMs. Get them just above that lower red line. And that's where she seems to like it. Okay, everything looking good. I think we're all set. I'm using active sky, so when you see clouds in the air, it's real world weather. So we'll see how things go. So let's head out here. And we are just about on heading, so we're just going to go ahead and go easy, picking up altitude and speed. Get on our way. Kind of a misty gray day, so alright, so let's get our speed. We're going to go to 130 knots. And right now our altitude, we're going to be at about, let's get things started here. Autopilot on. We're about just under 600 feet right now. At one point we will pick up to about 1,500 feet so that we can make sure we clear some of the hills that are en route. I think the highest one is about 1,000 feet, so we'll clear that very easy. Landing light off. As you can tell, it's a little gray today. The ceiling's right about 1,500 feet in locations, so it's kind of a broken sky, cloud layer. And this is a little nav map showing you where we are and where we're going. Alright, so let's go ahead and start gaining a little altitude, about 500 feet a minute. Okay, we are approaching the airport, which is interesting because hard to see, but it looks like it's a typical airport situation where there's really no 3D buildings. What can I say? And the aircraft is mine. I don't know what they're screaming for. I just realized this is my first flight after the latest Windows update, and I didn't check my controls. So let's see how that, because if there's a problem, it usually happens when I'm trying to land. And okay, this could get very interesting. But we'll try not to crash it. Keep your fingers crossed. Hope your flight insurance is paid for. And during our musical interlude, you may have noticed some screens popping up. I don't think that I'm carrying any cargo, and I'll explain that at the end of this. Let's worry about landing first.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart,
and my controls are acting kind of wonky.
First things first, let's buckle those belts. Insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap.
Don't want to crash. Let's hold it. Hold it.
Lift on the top of the buckle.
Okay.
And remember,
let's see if we can get this under control.
Wherever you're seated, just in case.
Try to land again.
To get us on our way, make sure your seat is up. All
reset some trim.
Are put away, and your tray table is stowed. If you have a carry-on, push it all the way under the seat in front of you. If it won't fit, place it in the overhead bin. You'll find our full electronic device policy in the back of your American way.
And I need to do something about that stewardess. She drives me nuts.
And before you know it, we'll be
We're landing and she's talking about getting ready for takeoff.
All exits on this airplane.
I don't know why she's so confused. I'm pretty sure it's a drug thing.
Keep in mind, it may be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, escape path lighting will appear. Follow the light.
Especially since I'm not carrying any passengers, I don't know who she's talking to.
Safely to the nearest exit, and don't forget, it may be behind you. If the airplane loses pressure, oxygen mask will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, hold down on the mask to extend the tubing. The yellow cup goes over your nose and mouth like so, and flip the bag.
Okay, let's do this approach again and see if we can get it safely on the ground.
Automatically. Normal breathing will start the flow of oxygen. And remember, to always put your own
we've got things sorted out.
before helping others. Life vests are located either under or next to your seat. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. For help locating them, see your safety card. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head. Drop the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube outside. In the water, a light on your vest will illuminate. And please, Only inflate your
Alright,
vest
set it
outside the
down.
airplane. Now, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device.
Flight attendants,
Just
turn
remove
doors.
the lower cushion and put your arms through the strap found on the opposite side.
Okay, that was kind of weird.
Ladies and
Controls
gentlemen,
gave me all kinds of
welcome
trouble.
to our destination.
After takeoff,
For your
the
safety
vest
and
Notice that
comfort,
snapping
please remain
around
seated
back and
until the
forth.
captain turns off the fasten seatbelt
Not
sign.
sure what caused it
This
that
will
time.
indicate that we
Been
have
working
parked
real
at
well,
the
so
gate
let's
and it is
finish the
safe to
flight.
move around in the aircraft. Please
Okay,
check around your seat, including under your seat, as well as your seat pockets for any personal
so let's
belongings.
get rid of this.
Please take care when opening the overhead
Curious
lockers
about
as
this.
heavy articles may have shifted during the flight. If you require deplaning assistance, please remain in your seat
First,
until
let's
all
go
other
ahead
passengers
and-
have disembarked the aircraft. One of our crew members will then be happy to assist you. On behalf of our entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us today on our flight, and we hope to see you again.
That's down to idle. And as you can see, there's a road running right through the middle of the airport. Traffic going down. The runway is halfway covered with trees, so you know this is not a good situation, but we're here. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Hang on just a minute. Alright. Let's go ahead and stop this. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so this here, 2,458 kilograms. My helicopter, fully loaded, can only carry about half of that, about 1,200 kilograms. So, the mission is selected, but it never loaded it, and I'm guessing that's because it's overweight. It didn't give me a message or anything saying it was. Let's look at my log. Yeah, so I got 0 pay for that, so it didn't give me credit. Yeah, nothing. So the flight was 2 hours and 33 minutes long. 0 pays, 0 expense. So 335 miles. So with that, that means I am now at MM1N. So I'll have to get a flight out of there of some type. Now, if I go back to MMUN and look, see what aircraft are available. The Let 410 I can rent for $758. Pilatus PC6 or the Piper. I could rent any one, but they can't carry this cargo either. So what we'll have to do is very simply cancel selected flight, because I don't have an aircraft to carry it out of there. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. Everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and toggle the replay, because this got really kind of weird. Here we are coming over the airport. And up to this point, everything's looking pretty good. Or this might be my final approach. So this portion of the landing went really well. And you can see the windsock, and we are basically, at this point, I'm a little bit crosswind. and we're down safe. So with that, mission complete, except we didn't get any money. It ended up turning into just a ferry flight. It was a good flight though. We had about 51 gallons of fuel left, so we were getting pretty close. We went 335 nautical miles, which is not far. I think the aircraft's rated for about 372 to 390 nautical miles endurance. So we flew here, we got here, everything went well, and no issues, except FSEconomy wouldn't even give me the opportunity to load it onto my aircraft and tell me that I was carrying too much weight. So we may try something like that again, but for now we are free and clear here. We're going to put our girl to bed and get her ready for the next flight. I hope you enjoyed the flight. I surely enjoyed having you along for it. And until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and as always, safe flying.